So this is an image that you might typically see on a nature documentary on TV. So this is the deep ocean. I'm sure you're all looking at the weird and wonderful squid-like creature in the middle. What I'm looking at is these tiny little white specks of white in the background. So these are the remains of dead plankton. These are microscopic organisms that were living in the surface of the ocean months before this picture was taken. So within the remains of these dead organisms, these plankton, is carbon that they took up from the surface ocean and is now on its way down into the deep ocean, where it's going to be stored for several hundreds of years. So this is a process that we know as the biological pump. And this constantly moves carbon from the surface ocean away from the atmosphere down into the deep ocean. And that is then stored for several hundreds of years. And the reason why I'm interested in this and why I want to research this is because although these organisms are really, really tiny and seem quite insignificant, they live on the order of days, they are driving changes in climate that will last for hundreds to thousands of millions of years. And it's this interaction between life and climate and the planet that really sort of interests me. So we know that the biodiversity of plankton in the ocean is already changing in response to climate change. And we know that's going to continue in the future. But we don't know what the impact of that might be on this deep carbon in the ocean. And the reason for that is there are many different factors involved in this. So for example, if larger plankton are going to be more successful in response to climate change, these cells are much bigger, they will sink faster down through the water column and store more carbon in the deep ocean. But there are many, many different processes involved, and the observations we have for the current ocean can't discern which of those are most important. And some of these will go in either direction, so they will increase the carbon in the deep ocean or decrease the carbon in the deep ocean. And so because of this, the IPCC models that we have to project climate into the future don't include this process. So what I'm going to do in my research is to include these processes in a state-of-the-art model of plankton ecology, ocean, and climate. I'm going to run a suite of comprehensive future projections. So that's testing what the impact of each of these factors are individually and all the different combinations in between them. So by 2030, I will have a quantitative estimate of what the likelihood of change in the steep carbon storage might be. Hopefully, we might be even to actually pick out which of those processes is actually the most important. And it will give us a better understanding of how biodiversity interacts with the climate and the planet, and how we can best manage that in the future.